Hello and welcome to episode 16 of the Unknown Comics Podcast. I'm Brandon. There's Chris. There's Tanner.
Hello.
Hi, everyone. Hope you're having a great Thursday evening. I took off work from the main job today, and so
You messed up.
got a lot of stuff done on my house, though, man. I needed it. It had been a while since I'd had time to do handyman stuff around the house. So, but how are you guys doing?
We're hanging in there.
Yep.
It's been busy.
Just trying to get it all ready.
Get it all ready. It's
crunch
looking
time.
good. I walked in and saw a lot of the shelving up. Things are going into place. The
Changed
castle
a lot in 2 days.
Yeah, the castle got painted. It's getting real.
Yep.
It's getting real, getting exciting.
In the past 4 days, we've hired like 4 people or something like that,
Yeah,
and
stuff
put a
couple
store
more.
together.
Yeah. So
Nice.
it's been crazy. We have a lot of stuff still to go.
Yep.
So we'll just hopefully next Friday it looks
Chip away at
ready for the people.
Just constantly chipping away at it. Well,
Yep.
hello to everyone who is joining us online. And if you have anything you would like to say, feel free to put it in the Twitch chat.
Yeah. Thank you. I don't know, you call them Twitchers? What do you call people on Twitch?
Viewers,
Just
followers, subscribers, followers and subscribers, viewers. There's levels. If they're just watching, they're viewers. If they
Twitchers
follow you, they're followers.
Twitchers involves illegal substances.
Well, you know.
All right, so let's go ahead and get started with our first topic tonight. Of course, we all watched episode 3 of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. The X-Men nerd in me leapt out of my chest.
Because of
Madripoor.
Yeah, absolutely.
For the first time.
I was like, are they going to do something?
Right?
I was hoping we'd see something, and of course we didn't. But
No, but it's still significant, right? That is of the fictional places, Madripoor. Now, granted, it's not exclusive to mutants. It's been featured in other comics.
Yeah.
But it started in the Wolverine miniseries.
It's kind of that same level that we saw in WandaVision, where Wanda had powers before the whole Infinity Stone effect.
Yeah, it's those little
it's just
seeds.
a little nod to it,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, those little things that they're doing to really kind of start saying, this is we're starting to fold it in, right? It's like adding just a little bit of food coloring into the icing here. So we see Madripoor for the first time, and it's what you would expect it to look like. It's that very Singapore-ish, you see Lowtown?
Yeah.
Lowtown and Hightown?
Yep.
We see Lowtown, and we see part of Hightown, and as Bucky and Sam, pretty much. Well, Bucky pretty much busts Zemo out of jail.
Yeah. He lays it all out.
Yeah.
Hypothetically, what would happen if?
Yeah.
Well,
It's not hypothetical if you've done it already. It's just their chemistry, their on-camera chemistry, Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan is just like you saw it a little bit in Civil War, right? The backseat thing, which they totally had a nod to in this episode, which was fantastic. They play really well together, and I think you wonder if they just kind of saw that in Civil War, and that was the seed for this series, that they could be that
all I know is
that
I'm like
buddy cop.
full on man crushing on Sebastian Stan.
He's playing that straight man, right? Just really just playing into it, and it's awesome. So of course they bust Zemo out. Zemo kind of tells them they need to meet with an agent of someone called the Power Broker, which is the first time the Power Broker has been on camera mentioned. You saw his name or
Their name.
I
think it's her
in the credits.
No, we did hear their name in episode 2 when they're getting away on the renegades are getting on the way on the plane. It's the Power Man's
The Power Broker.
Power Broker guys. Man,
Yeah.
I got a feeling it's her.
That it is Sharon.
Yeah.
I think it sounds right.
Yeah.
I mean,
When she got in the car at the end of that.
Oh,
and
yeah.
she's like, I think we got a problem. I was like, ooh, I think it's her.
Yeah.
In fact, she's dealing in all the high end stuff, and
Which is that's a pretty bold move to take for Sharon Carter.
Yeah.
She's comic wise, she's always the spy, the shield spy that's
I mean, she's one of the people that's taken up the mantle. So
Right.
So it's just kind of
that she
That's
could
a
also
different. It's another side of it, right?
a crime
So,
boss or whatever she's doing. You know,
and, that also makes you wonder if it is her and she's responsible for making sure that the serum gets made again.
yeah.
The implications of that's kind of crazy too.
I don't know that, or the other part of it is somehow she's related to how the serum got out, right?
Yeah.
And so need to see where that went. Trying to think, it pretty much exclusively took place in Madripoor. You get to see Zemo in the mask, which, like, apparently he has to put the mask on to kill people, and then he takes it right back off. I'm sure, the mask means something.
In the comics, it's more of like the very first person that gets it, the first Baron. It's actually adhered to their face, right?
Yeah.
And then the second, it's like a line of people. So the second one that gets it, they get like these nasty scars, and so they take up wearing the mask all the time. So at this point, this Zemo doesn't have any of those issues.
See, I wonder if we'll ever see him in the mask again. If that was just an homage to the book,
just to say,
they're pretty accurate about keeping all their people comic book style. So
yeah,
I mean, there may be something that happens here that kind of like what happened in the comics. Where there'll be something that's just happens to his face or whatever, and so he just chooses to wear the mask, and maybe that's why he wants revenge against whoever it may be in the future. So.
Yeah, so they're definitely playing the Flag Smashers to be more virtuous than you originally anticipated, which I kind of saw that turn coming.
Yeah,
right. And then of course now you're also seeing John Walker.
I think they're still setting up Thunderbolts too, though.
Yeah.
Because, Zemo was the original leader of the Thunderbolts, so
we talked last week about, we kind of discussed whether we thought John Walker had powers or not. Now, I'm changing my opinion from where I stood last week, because I went back and watched it, and the same thing happens in Civil War, but Steve throws the shield and Bucky catches it, but he has to use his bionic arm.
Right.
Whereas when he catches it in was that the second episode?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the second episode when he catches it,
yeah,
he catches it with his human arm.
Yeah.
When John throws it. So I don't think John has powers.
I don't.
If he does, it may not be as good.
Yeah, it just...
I don't know. Still, I think it's interesting that he's getting rougher on the edges.
Yeah.
You notice like he's getting more scruffy.
More irritated, frustrated with everything.
His appearance.
Yeah.
So I think it's interesting to see him kind of really become that same kind of person he is in the comics, where he's willing to do what it takes, but at the same time, doing what it takes isn't always the right.
He's like a fanatic.
Yeah. It's like that little bitty part of Peacemaker in the new Suicide Squad trailer.
Oh yeah,
he's like, I'll kill as many men, women, and children as I need to get peace. I'm like, dang. I thought you were the crazy one.
Yeah,
I am.
Well, that's a great segue.
Yep.
So over the last couple of weeks, we've gotten a bunch of trailers for DCEU content and MCU upcoming things. We got the Suicide Squad trailer.
Yep.
We got the Red Band first, and then they just released the edited one, I think within this past week. I'm really excited about it.
Mm-hmm. I am too.
I didn't. Here's the thing: James Gunn wowed me with Guardians. It came out of left field. He did a great job with it. Guardians 2 was good. I didn't love it near as much as Volume 1, but I think that comic spin that he's going to add to it is just going to make it. The first Suicide Squad kind of took itself too seriously, right?
Well, and again, with the way WB Warner Brothers was doing stuff, we'll actually never know what the first Suicide Squad was.
Yeah,
because David Ayers still says that he made an amazing movie.
Yeah,
and that's not even close to what he made.
Yeah,
I mean, he said it's just as far off as the Whedon cut.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we may never know. I doubt we'll get as much love for that as Whedon did for his. I think Snyder cut. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. Said Whedon, probably getting F-bombs now. Somebody sent me a middle finger emoji.
I think, and of course you see Starro, which is like that was off the cover of was Justice League #1, Justice League of America #1, was the Starro cover with everybody. I don't know. And so we see him in a Suicide Squad movie for the first time, which is hilarious. That you see a gigantic monster starfish kaiju.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's Starro. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think he said there's going to be a lot of characters in this that would never be in a movie otherwise.
Yeah, it looks, judging by the trailer, it almost
I'm
looks.
thinking a lot of them are going to be sacrificed.
That's kind of one thing. It looks like there's two different teams, right?
And that's honestly what makes this stuff fun is bring out some of the weird characters that don't make. I mean, it doesn't matter if they live through the whole movie or not. It's just fun to see.
Hopefully, they'll live longer than the X-Force in the Deadpool 2 movie.
Still, Brad Pitt as the Vanisher is still pretty classic.
I'm super excited to see the Italian Stallion.
Oh, as King Shark.
Yeah,
Yeah. Hen?
And
Oh, rift. No, I'm excited about Suicide Squad. Have they dropped anything else? DC?
Black Adam started shooting like this week, so that looks to be really cool. It looks like we're going to have Fate in the movie, so that's great. Excited about that.
Dr. Fate.
Pierce Brosnan was cast as Dr. Fate.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think he was like the last big character to be named and brought in. So everybody else is kind of set in stone there. So be a pretty interesting movie, I think.
Yeah. So is what's his bucket?
The Rock.
No, Shazam.
Shazam.
Actor.
Yeah. I don't think he's in it.
He's not in it at all.
No, so I think they're kind of setting up both their own movies.
Okay.
And then the sequels will probably
Bring them together. Like, you gotta wonder if is Black Adam gonna have a comedic tone to it?
Not sure.
Because Rock can do it.
Yeah.
We've seen it. And why am I blanking on dude's name? Chuck. I can't. The actor is just
I have no
totally
idea
fell
what his
out of
name
my
is.
head.
Shazam.
Yeah. I feel bad.
well, but Black Adam's never really been a humorous character, has he?
No, but I wonder. Here's the thing: is if they brought them together, whereas the Shazam movie had its comic tone, and he can be a pretty good comedic actor. If you're going to bring him together with the Rock's character, you could definitely play a funny man, straight man, type thing. But you would it would be really weird to take Black Adam from a completely serious tone movie. I don't know. Maybe they.
Well,
could.
it depends
That's
on
kinda
whether
how-
they bring him in to be an anti-hero or a straight up villain, because Black Adam has been both.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it really depends on where they go with it. Like you're saying, I think even with the lineup that they have in there character-wise is interesting with Fate and all these different people because you just don't know exactly who's going to play what role in this movie. So,
and then you wonder how they're going to get Kevin Hart in the movie somehow.
Yeah,
because he's got to be in there, right?
He'll be young Black Adam.
Yeah. younger and shorter.
Yeah.
So we got what I'm assuming is the final trailer for Black Widow. I don't
It
understand.
gave a lot more kind of meat, though.
Yeah, it did. A little more plot line.
It gave you a lot more plot line. It kind of more of the family aspect of those four characters.
Yelena is kind of bitter for
It was her leaving.
her leaving and stuff like that. Yeah.
And so I think it'd be interesting.
It's interesting that they decided to cut a trailer and drop it, this close to the final day. I guess.
Well, we're months away now.
Yeah.
July.
That's right. They
July. So I think they probably were like, okay, we moved it again. We need to give them something.
Kind of built the snowball back up again.
And I feel like when we get within a couple weeks, we'll get those little 30-second teasers that are probably going to have even more.
Yeah. Like the TV spots and stuff. Yeah. Even more exciting, though, we got the Loki television series trailer, and I am so freaking excited for this series.
Knowing that one's already got a second season lined up, it's like, man, what are they going to do in this first season?
Well, I mean,
it
it's
looks like he's going to be affecting quite a bit of stuff.
And,
so
maybe they'll just keep it running for a while because he's a very popular character, but he's kind of run his course as far as the movies.
Well, and I don't know. With the way they're doing this stuff, they could drop him right back in. Now his character development has to go backwards.
It's regressed a little bit because he's not that Loki.
It's the same thing as like Gamora. Like she's no longer the same Gamora that we had.
Right.
I feel like somehow they may do something with Black Widow in that too. So
I think it's the same Black Widow. She's just kind of hanging out on what's the name?
She's
of the
there with
planet?
Red Skull.
Yeah, she's just chilling.
Yeah.
So.
You see in like the post credit scene that it's just her recounting this story to him.
Yeah.
Or something. Yeah. Because this is as far as we know, it's prequel.
Uh-huh.
That is pre Civil War.
Pre-Endgame.
Pre-Infinity War.
Pre-Infinity War, yes.
Yeah.
Post-Civil War.
It could be pre-Civil War. We definitely know it's pre-Infinity War because her hair is back.
Pretty sure it picks up right after Civil War. When she has to go on the run.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
So,
but really, it could place at a lot of. It could be placed sooner if they wanted to, I guess.
Yeah.
So lots of crazy stuff coming out. So we've got. Let's see.
And you guys see the preview for Jupiter's Legacy? Miller's new thing on Netflix.
I've heard of it. I just haven't watched anything.
So it looks pretty interesting. I haven't. I mean, I've seen quite a bit different things with but of course he's done Kick-Ass and Kingsman. So this is the next evolution of what he's bringing out for Netflix.
Like he is exclusively Netflix now.
Correct. Netflix owns the rights to
his
make
other
that
properties.
Product. Yeah. So except for Kingsman, that's still a movie thing.
Yeah.
But anything TV based like this is going to be Netflix.
Yeah.
So, it looks like it's going to be pretty interesting. Very kind of family driven superhero thing, but still like dealing with the dramas of what's going on in the world. So
yeah. And it takes place over a large span of time too.
Yeah.
Like it's a multi-decade type storytelling device and it actually may even be multi-generational. I can't remember.
Yeah, it is. That's the legacy is.
Yeah.
Is where they're going with that.
Hence the name.
So it looks pretty good. And then of course, The Witcher season 2 just wrapped up filming.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about that.
Did you watch The Witcher?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm on the last book right now.
Okay.
Oh.
So I'm just trying to finish that up.
I'm curious. How are those to read? Are they?
As far as I've been listening to them, which I think is easier.
Okay.
Because I think to read them would be very confusing. Because they're actually written really in a kind of the same way as the TV show was, where you're kind of here and then you're there and then you're here.
I thought the first several episodes were super confusing until someone explained to me that it's not sequential.
Yeah, and I think at the third episode, because that's when it really you start to see all three time. But if you didn't know that, I know some people were like at the very end, and they're like, "What the." Oh, yeah.
Well, I think to my other point, though, like, because it was originally written in Polish.
Yeah.
So I just didn't know.
It was translated in the 90s, I believe, but he was still a big part of that.
Does the translation sound pretty coherent?
Yeah, a couple of things were changed here and there, like the name Dandelion.
Yeah.
I think they did Yasker or whatever.
In the TV show, yeah.
But he's actually Dandelion.
He was Dandelion in the video game.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah. So there's a few different things, and I think that,
But did y'all ever play the video game?
I've played the third one, which is the one to play. Right. The other ones don't really matter.
Yeah.
I haven't completed it.
That game's hard as shit sometimes.
Yeah. That's kind of like, I'm get to the point where like, okay, I didn't turn this off. I'm not going to have a TV anymore.
I don't parry good.
Yeah. The parry thing is hard.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I'm like, is there an easier level than easy?
Yeah. Rolling around like an idiot.
I just want to play the story.
Trying not to get destroyed by this one little tiny ghost.
Yep.
In this town. Yeah.
So, it's a fun game. It's a fun series. The only one I'm not probably going to read is the one that came out like a couple years ago for the video games.
Yeah.
The first couple of novels are all short stories. Basically, it runs through the first series. The first two books are like the first series.
Yeah.
And then you kind of pick up and start getting where it's actual novels. It's no longer short stories.
Right.
And so it's just kind of ongoing. This last one's been interesting because it's like from the point of view of people that are like they're going back and trying to figure out history wise. So it like goes to what they're talking about, and all of a sudden this girl's dreaming what happened in the actual Witcher's life, and then they're kind of it's kind of confusing sometimes, but at the same time, I mean, it is very interesting the way he wrote the whole thing. So
you both have watched Godzilla and King Kong. I have not watched it yet, just because I'm not a huge kaiju monster film. I did watch Kong Skull Island. I didn't watch any of the other, two kind of in this universe Godzilla movies.
Yeah, which is interesting because the first one was like barely a Godzilla movie.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the first one. It's like all about this thing happening, and then Godzilla's like at the very end.
Oh, well, that's just lame. I mean, King Kong was kind of that way too, a little bit.
He was in there most of the movie.
He had a lot of. Yeah, it's been a while since I watched Kong Skull Island. I remember I liked it.
The good thing about this one was, I mean, the human element's still there, right? But there was a lot more just big things smashing each other.
This movie
than everything else.
It's a beautiful love story about a little girl and her 300-foot-tall monkey.
Yeah.
Well, then so the only criticism I've heard of it is, it's definitely, you get what you're expecting to get. You're getting two gigantic monsters just beating the hell out of each other, and then it keeps getting interrupted by humans.
Correct.
Like,
and really, the King Kong side of the interruption, I don't mind.
So the King Kong,
the Godzilla
King Kong
side
humans,
was just forced.
King Kong humans further the plot line. They're kind of, you kind of need them to keep the story going and make sure it's not just monsters bashing each other.
Yeah.
Everyone that had anything to do with Godzilla is just there.
Yeah, it didn't really
I guess it explained how Mechagodzilla worked.
Yeah,
but that's not information we needed to know. We just needed to know he was there.
Crap, Mechagodzilla's in it.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Yeah, that little fight there is pretty good. All
right.
So, but like one of the fight sequences takes almost 30 minutes. I mean,
So
they're
it's like
beating the hell out of each
it's
other
like Man of
30
Steel
minutes.
style.
Yeah, I mean they're just going after each other. So
You would have known that if you'd watched our video where Ollie tells you that King
was a
Kong
cute
and
little video.
Godzilla kill the robot Godzilla.
yep.
Well, I did.
Spoiler alert. It's been out for like a week, so too bad.
Yeah.
No, I mean it's what you expected.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, because there's the fight for dominance between the two because they're both alphas. That's the big thing, right? So,
Right.
I think if you really think about it, you know who's going to win that. But I'll let you decide what you think.
Well, the government. Mothra wins everything.
I think Mothra. You haven't seen it, so you wouldn't know. But Mothra sacrificed herself, didn't she?
I think she did.
Yeah, in the last one, so that he could go and whoop some more butt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
There were a couple.
I guess
apparently.
I need to catch up.
That was my. I love the second Godzilla movie.
Yeah, it was
but
actually good.
They burned up so many monsters in that
They
one
sure
movie.
the heck did. They really, really did. But they brought back one of them to make the Mechagodzilla, in a way, the Hydra. So three-headed one.
Ghidorah.
Yes. I'm trying to remember. I loved the old. I did watch a lot of the old Japanese.
They did have
Gojiras.
you've probably seen the GIF, but they did the whole thing where they, in the original where Godzilla shoves the big stick in, or when Kong shoves the stick in Godzilla's mouth and wiggles it around. They made fun of that in the new movie.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so there's a GIF out there that actually has them side by side of him. The two animatronic or whatever. Look like two actors in rubber suits. And he's shoving that thing in the rubber suit guy's face. And then so they did it with this one as well, where Godzilla just shoves that big weapon that he has, or King Kong does. So it was pretty fun. So it was entertaining. I mean, like I said, you didn't really have to worry about a plot.
It was everything. I mean, it met your expectations.
Yeah, just whooping butt for an hour and something minutes.
It's definitely a movie I would go to the theater to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's where I
that's
wouldn't watch it with
worth
Darren
it.
and Kevin. It was good. It was worth seeing it there first before watching it on HBO Max.
So, so we've got. Let's see. Coming up, we've got Mortal Kombat's probably the next.
That's this month. Yeah, that's this month. That's next weekend.
Can you fact check that on us?
It's next weekend.
Is it next weekend?
Yeah.
I'm excited about that one. I want to go see that.
So
one.
that's probably going to be in theaters. So we'll have to work that around our
grand opening.
I might do it after we
April
record
16th,
next week.
it comes out when
April
we
16th.
open.
Yeah.
So there'll be an early showing on Thursday next week.
Okay.
So maybe we can take our guest with us. Maybe Ron and Anna will go
watch
some Mortal Kombat.
That'd be fun.
That would be good. That would be a blast, actually.
And then I think after that in June you have The Bodyguard's Wife, or what is it called? The Hitman's Bodyguard's Wife.
Oh, like the sequel to The Hitman's Bodyguard?
Yeah,
With Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson.
Samuel L. Jackson. Yeah, so
That's funny.
that's in June. That got actually moved up because everything has been moving back.
Yeah.
So it got moved up to June. So I'm excited about that one because the first one is hilarious. If you haven't seen the first one, listen. There's a lot of F-bombs.
Well,
It involves Samuel L. Jackson. There's
and Ryan Reynolds.
And Ryan Reynolds. And they make a lot of jokes about the F-bomb. And, but it is hilarious. It's a hilarious movie.
Nice.
So I'm excited about that one. I don't know what else. I guess there's nothing in May now since Black Widow moved. No, there's still some stuff. I just can't remember what it is now. There was something else. Dead Air.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll look it up. If it's cool, I'll talk about it.
Okay. So we mentioned it. So we've got the store opening coming on April 16th. So we're going to be live with Ron and Anna. So what is our schedule for live broadcast, or what's the plan?
So right now it's kind of looking like we're not going to do anything live from the floor.
Right.
So we'll most likely have a signing out there, a live thing in here. So most likely Friday we're going to probably open the store around 4 o'clock. So I'm guessing we're probably going to do something live before that.
Okay.
Probably something else in the evening, and then something Saturday as well.
Okay.
So that's kind of what it looks like right now.
So and what we're having them sign, we're having them do remarks and sketches.
We should have remarks. We should have some sketches, mostly just the quick remarks like we've done in the past shows. Ron's been showing us some stuff. He's been practicing on getting faster, good remarks out, and I just tell you right now, they look great. So if we're going to get that kind of stuff during the show, you guys are going to be super excited.
David's remarks were pretty solid.
Yeah,
those the black over Sharpie was
I'd never seen that before. The two-tone like that, it was great.
Like how he can kind of like pre-know where he needed to put silver Sharpie, because like there wasn't just like he made this big like wash of silver and then drew on it.
He just he made a clay thing and then worked into the clay with the black.
Yes, like it was just crazy how well he was at doing that. So, and are we other than the guests? What are we doing? Anything else special wise for the opening?
So not really so much because to be honest, the original opening plan was around Venom 35, which was supposed to originally come out this next week.
Right.
And of course that changed drastically. Now it's changed again. That doesn't even come out till June now. So, but that was kind of the big thing, was it was going to be kind of wrapped around that book. So, but no, opening the store is going to be. We got our Nerd Beacon up, as we called it, this last week. Our sign went up, and the stickers are all up on the window.
That's great.
It's very, very, very awesome.
They always say, if you build it, they will come. Yeah, and we have been turning people away left and right all week.
We've still been letting in our locals that buy comic books. That have been buying comic books from us for 4 years. Our pull box customers we've had. But as far as new customers, man, that Nerd Beacon is bright. It is strong. They are coming, and we have every 5 minutes. If I was
sorry guys, we're not open yet.
Sorry, we're not. Come back next week.
Like I said, I walked in today, and for the first time, I was like, I think I could hang out in this place.
Yeah,
that's that feeling, right?
It's starting to get there.
It looks clean, or it's getting there. You can see it.
It's starting to look like a store.
You can see it take shape. The statue is coming together. Getting the castle finished, or the statue wall, whatever we're going to call that thing.
Yeah, so we only have Kevin should be done sheetrocking this week or early next week, and then after that we just have paint in the offices and doors.
Chris really wants his office.
I do. I'm so tired.
He's tired of being out in the middle of everything.
Yeah, it'll be nice.
I was sharing, and then you just up and left.
Yeah, serious.
Yeah,
but you can't come back now.
Yeah, well, I figured it gives you your workspace. Plus, I got tired of sitting at that. That's the real big reason.
Yeah, those are awful to sit at.
Yeah, I'm like, and we still need to get you an actual desk so you don't have to sit at something like this all the time. So. Because that's terrible. I did this for a long time, too.
He's young. He can handle it.
Yeah. I don't know. I did it for about 6 months, and I couldn't take it anymore. So.
Well, it's really exciting, and we hope everybody joins us for all the stuff that we're going to be doing during the we're going to call it the soft opening, because I think
basically
we're planning a big grand opening.
What we're calling it when it comes to when Venom 35 comes out. I think we have said it. We'll have a couple of those creators here in the store with us. Donnie Cates and Ryan Stegman will be joining us here in store. So, and we've talked about that. So, we're really excited about that.
Yeah.
So that's going to be an amazing time. They will not be. Unless something at that time changes and they feel more comfortable being out in the store. They won't be out in the store. They'll probably be in one of our studios doing a signing. And kind of similar to what we're doing. So
so we'll just we'll stream out to the store. We'll have products people can buy, and then a runner can take back here.
And of course, for our online viewers, they'll have products that they can buy as well.
Absolutely. And get them. So it's all around that Venom 35. So right now that's set to come out June 9th. So it's probably that weekend or the weekend after that.
Do you foresee that being pushed back again? What do you know what's causing it to get pushed back right now?
Nothing that we know of. So the interesting thing is, this week, Venom 34 and King of Black 5 came out.
Okay.
So that storylines are done.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a couple little tie-ins that are still filling up their own little thing, but Venom 35 is literally just like
the bow on their
goodbye.
Run. Yeah,
So I'm not really quite sure. Maybe it's just little crater things here and there. Maybe they wanted to add something else.
Yeah,
because they're like completely shelving the title for a little bit after this.
Correct. Yeah, it's done. Probably, I would say, till the end of the year, early next year.
Yeah.
If and this is the longest run Venom's had.
Yeah.
Of his own title. So I mean, this is the 200th issue. So you think as long as Venom's been around, since the early 90s, almost as long as he's been around longer than Spawn, just barely.
Wow, yeah.
So, and we're just now getting to his 200th solo issue. So, as far as Eddie Brock's storyline, anyway.
Right. That doesn't include like the miniseries or anything.
Yeah, and I don't think it includes Agent Venom stuff either. Like that's a different.
The Flash stuff.
This is just Eddie's 200th issue.
So Marvel Champions, which for those that don't know, it's a card game that features Marvel heroes or whatever. Fantasy Flight announced that Venom is the next hero that they're releasing for it, but it's the Flash Thompson Venom.
Yeah, it's Agent Venom.
So right now they're in a big block of releasing Guardians of the Galaxy, which Agent Venom did play into that.
Yeah,
but I'm like, really, like
now. So surprisingly, Venom's not already been released in this.
No, he's not. Huh. He's not his own hero yet.
Interesting.
Spider-Man is, but not Eddie Brock Venom.
Yeah.
He does feature a lot in like card art, generally villainous card art. Mm-hmm. So he hasn't even shown up as a villain yet. So I wonder if they're waiting to move him in as the villain and then eventually do a hero pack, because they do have rules built into the game where you can have two people playing Venom, but you look at the alter ego, you can't have two Eddie Brocks, you can't have two Flash Thompsons, kind of a thing, right? Or you could have a Peter Parker Spider-Man with a Miles Morales Spider-Man, but you couldn't have, different. I don't know who else Peter Parker would be, but
the Clone Saga,
right? Well, that'd be Ben Reilly anyway. But they could still bring him in. Having Agent Venom in doesn't change that. Like I said, it was just a weird, like at the very least they could have, because Rocket and Groot come in the Galaxy's Most Wanted set.
Yeah.
And then they're doing expansions for just hero blisters for Star-Lord, Gamora, and Drax. Which boom, there's your core 5 Guardians, right?
Yeah.
And then Agent Venom. They don't they're still like this treasure trove of characters.
It is interesting that he would be one of the first Guardians that they would pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see like that. That's like what you could have gone with. There's a whole lot of people you could have gone with.
Yeah.
You picked him.
So,
I guess he's a notable person out of the other people.
Or it's just a way to slap the Venom logo on something, even though they're not ready to release Eddie Brock to something. I don't know. It's weird.
That is interesting. Speaking of the Marvel heroes and games, though, I'm really excited. Something we could talk about. We're getting all the Marvel Crisis Protocol stuff.
All the Marvel games, pretty much.
Yeah, and today I handed Tanner Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm. I'm so excited about that.
Tell me how quickly you're going to be. Are you going to be able to? Is he going to get stuck in the back of the line, or are you going to be too excited and have to move him to the front?
He's going to at least wait until I get the rest of my team. I don't want to just paint the one.
Tell me you're going to paint him in the white and blue suit with the gold eyes.
No, he's not. I can tell you he's not.
No gold eyes. I am gonna look on some tutorials, and I'm gonna attempt the comic book style that people have been doing with these minis.
So a lot of it's just actually
high contrast edging.
Just lighting. Mm-hmm. It's just lighting like you would see in a comic book. So to me, it looks really cool in a photo, but I feel like if I saw it on a table, it'd look really weird.
And you'd start rotating and stuff, and the lighting doesn't change.
Well, so anytime I paint, I want it to look good from about 4 feet away.
Yeah.
I don't care how good it looks if I'm holding it up.
Well, I don't think it's so much distance. It'd be angle too, right? Like if that's what he's saying is if you painted it in such a light direction, mm-hmm. right, with that very drastic light direction, and then like for whatever reason, you're just seeing like the weird side of it. Like I've seen like miniatures that are painted very with very drastic lighting, right? Yeah. And if you see them from that non-perfect angle,
Yeah,
you're like, what the hell am I looking at?
Yeah, that's weird. It looks cool in a picture.
Right, right. Yeah. So I almost wonder if it's kind of that, but I think you can get away with it. Not so much with lighting, but yeah, like kind of what you were saying, just doing some really dramatic edge highlighting and stuff like that, right? That really kind of makes it look, gives it that ink look. So where you would edge highlight like a bright color, you actually go with that stark black and almost see.
Did you need anything else out of that box?
Not out of that box.
Okay, so
I think he's the only spider character in that box.
There's Doc Ock in there, but you don't.
I don't care about him.
You want the good guy.
Yeah.
So
I need mutants. That's all I need.
Mutants. That's what I keep seeing all these, because Cyclops is pretty fresh to the whole game. So I keep seeing a lot of Cyclops. And
I'm not crazy about his miniature though.
I don't know. I've seen people paint it different ways.
Yeah,
and it looks good.
Magneto miniature looks fantastic.
Magneto's looks cool. The Storm one looks really cool.
The scale of the models are bigger than I was expecting.
Yeah.
I was expecting 28 millimeter like everything else, and they're quite a bit bigger than that.
I can't remember exactly what it says it is. If it's 30, but I thought it was still around 28.
No, it's bigger than that. I think it's even bigger than 32. But it's not quite 54.
No.
So yeah, we're going to be doing a lot more gaming stuff. We need to get through the opening.
Yep.
And I think
it's consuming time.
Yes. Once we get past the opening, we're gonna really start kind of focusing on that. We've toyed some other ideas of doing on the stream, like doing some kind of interactive games on the live sale and stuff like that. So for those of you that do watch our live sales and everything, we're thinking of new and fun ways to have a fun show and still sell stuff.
Yeah. Store's been all consuming. It's been great though. Were we talking Star Wars tonight, or are we waiting until Brandon reads 4?
Y'all can talk about it.
Well, I mean, if you want to read, we can wait. We can save it a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll read.
Yeah.
Fine, I'll read Star
Wars. Lot more Drengir coming to this one, so it's pretty good.
A lot more what?
The Drengir. The new tree people.
I really need. I've read 1.
You need to read 3.
Well, I need.
And 2.
Yeah.
And a novel or 2.
I'm not reading novels.
This one did bring in a couple more characters from the young adult novel.
I'll let you summarize the novels for me. So I'll go read a wiki or something.
Yeah,
and get the rundown. So okay, yeah, we'll talk about High Republic next week. I need to get caught up on that. Like I said, the first one, I think, I don't want to say it turned me off. It was just I realized what it was. It was an exposition issue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, the fact that if you don't know what happened beforehand because you didn't read the novels, which is fine. But that is kind of a hard place to start. But it does kind of start giving you more of that information in the comic book as you go on, so that it all is making more sense. So.
Yeah. So let's just keep it kind of surface level. How are you feeling about the High Republic initiative in general?
So far, I think it's great. I think at some points it's kind of hard because, Star Wars being a, creature, alien-based, all these different names you have to keep up with, like what's this race, what's that race, like some of the stuff I'm like, I got to pause that and go, what does this person look like, or what is that? Because you need to kind of have an idea of what that looks like for the story to make sense. So it's nice actually in the comic book form because you're getting that visual as you're reading it. But I think it's been great so far. I'm really excited about it. I'm kind of curious to see. We know for sure there's already a TV show lined up at the very end of the High Republic timeline.
Yeah, the Acolyte.
Cartoon or live action?
Live action.
Live action. Okay.
Yeah. So, but we don't know.
Like it's adjacent to the High Republic story arcs.
Okay.
It's taking place during the same timeline, but they're not. As far as we know, up to that point, they will have never overlapped yet.
Yeah.
So,
but I think for sure this whole thing is a setup to bring out more Star Wars content.
Yeah.
Which I think is going to be great. So
that's awesome.
That's always exciting.
Always. Speaking of Star Wars, they did release the original Genndy Tartakovsky Clone Wars to Disney Plus.
I saw that.
The little shorts.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Are now on Disney Plus now. So
it's funny. I have the original disc for those in my car right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. one of our customers was like, "Hey, have you ever seen these?" And I was like, "No." And he's like, "Well, here, take them and watch them."
They're good. I mean, and it was a lot. I mean,
it's definitely a different take.
Yeah, if you watch Samurai Jack, they're very similar to that.
Yes,
right?
The art style is very, very similar.
The art and the action drive the story. There's not a lot of dialogue to them, and I think that was really cool about them. Is that was his style. Then he also had Dexter's Laboratory, which is something completely different. But like just very action driven, which was really cool. All right. Is that it? Is that the show?
I think so.
I think that's the show. Well, guys, thanks so much for joining us. If you like listening to or watching the podcast, consider joining us every Thursday evening at 7 p.m. Central, where we actually do this live, and you can actually comment, and we'll talk about your comments. So definitely join us live on twitch.tv/unknowncomicbooks, 7 p.m. Central. For those that are watching us live, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then where else can they find us, Chris?
So you can find us, of course, on Facebook at Unknown Comic Books, Instagram at Unknown Comic Books, Twitter at Unknown_comics, and of course you're watching us here on YouTube, hopefully, or listening on podcast right now. So we Apple iTunes or Spotify or Audible. Yeah. So thank you.
So Tanner and I have been talking. You haven't been on the podcast for quite a few weeks.
Yeah.
And
I feel like
we get to this part of the show, and
who says it? Who says it?
We're like, we don't know. You'll find us. Just search for us. You'll find us somewhere.
Yeah, and if you want to find us on our website, it's unknowncomicbooks.com. So there you go.
Tanner, what do we have coming up on the YouTube channel this week?
Content pending, depending on where the store's at.
Yep.
It's kind of our MO right now.
There'll be FOC top 10 picks.
That's about the only for sure thing.
Yep. So hopefully be some cool videos of people coming in the store. And then, of course, we'll have live shows next week with artists. So
yes.
We will have that.
And we might, like I said, we may go live tomorrow night for a little bit just to, I don't know, we
might be like
we thought about doing
cafe
like a little kind of sit and chat.
Yeah, a little cafe talk.
So we don't know exactly where we're landing with that. But anyway, thank you so much for joining us. We hope you join us next week for the Unknown Comics Podcast. Have a great week.
Yeah, later.